to extend its service life to 2040 and beyond. As the Air Force's largest and only strategic airlifter, the C-5M Super Galaxy can carry more cargo farther distances than any other aircraft. With a payload of 6 mine-resistant, ambush-protected vehicles, MRAPs, for up to 5 helicopters, the C-5 can haul twice as much cargo as any other airlifter. Since its inception, the C-5 has been a critical instrument of national policy, from the defense of Israel in the Yom Kippur War to the air bridge supporting coalition forces in Desert Storm. The C-5 delivers unmatched capability to carry enormous loads over global distances. Now, the Reliability Enhancement Re-Engineering Program, or ROEP, began in 2006. It includes fitting new General Electric F138s, which are winding up now. Engines, pylons, auxiliary power units, and upgraded aircraft skills, and cabin gear. There we go.
How short it could take off. That's
our crew today is Aircraft Commander Lieutenant Colonel Aaron Cook, Medina, New York. Pilot Major David Kreider out of Douglasville, Georgia. Pilot Captain James Feidelman, Kunkletown, Pennsylvania. Pilot Captain Grayson Reeves out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Flight Engineer Master Sergeant Miko Morales, Moultrie, Georgia. Flight Engineer Staff Sergeant Brad Goldsmith, Asheville, North Carolina. Now I got a whole bunch of silly facts here about the C-5. For one thing, the interior and exterior paint on the C-5 weighs 2,600 pounds. A paint job that weighs 2,600 pounds. 100 model Beetles. You remember the old Volkswagen Beetle? I'm not talking about the modern one, I'm talking about the air-cooled one. They will also hold 106 Vegas. Try to find one of those nowadays. 90 Ramblers, 58 Cadillacs, or 6 standard Greyhound buses. May I remind you that these facts were written in the 70s, back when you could find air-cooled Beetles, Vegas, and Ramblers. Here comes the C-5M Super Galaxy. Oh, and you know, while it's buzzing along, the engine, each engine gulps 42 tons of air per minute. And you can put a bowling alley, 8 lanes in it too. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen, slow flight, the C-5M Super Galaxy. And here come the Golden Knights down the flag line. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your service and your performance here today. And speaking of performance, can you believe that something that big can fly that slow? Ooh. By the way, to make sure that it keeps flying, there's 100 miles of wiring. Now, when you do CF6 engine, they produce 22% more thrust, 50,000 pounds per engine, providing a 30% shorter takeoff, a 38% higher climb rate to initial altitude, and increased cargo load and longer range. The crew is typically 7, the aircraft commander, first pilot, 2 flight engineers, 3 loadmasters. Minimum crew, pilot, co-pilot, 2 flight engineers. The wingspan is 222 feet. The tail height is 65 feet. That's about 6.5 stories tall. By the way, to service the tail on this airplane, believe it or not, in the vertical fin, there is a ladder that you can climb to go and check everything out internally. $840,000 pounds. That's 420 tons. Speed of 520 miles per hour. That's Mach 0.77. $52 of them are still in service. Now, you've heard me mentioning the Berlin Airlift Historical Foundation down there. Well, they flew a bunch of flights. All right, ladies and gentlemen, from the right, we have a surprise. Get your cameras up and ready. Get ready to go with this. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The C-5M, the photo pass. Some more of those silly facts. 25,000, or I'm sorry, it can carry 25,844,746 ping pong balls. Coming around from the left, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the C-5M. Now, each C-5 engine nacelle is 1.5 times the length of a Cadillac, and it's large enough to garage a Mustang. The fuel capacity is a C-5, 49,000 gallons, with empty 6.5 rail tank cars. Also, its fuel capacity is equal to the volume of an average 5-room house. And the fuel weight of the C-5 is equal, almost equal, to the maximum gross weight of a fully loaded C-141A. Here we go, they're set up in the landing configuration. They're gonna bring her by here nice and slow. I'm gonna let you listen to the engines on this aircraft because they are just so impressive. All right, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to land. They're going to demonstrate to you the short stopping capabilities of the C-5M. Hang on, everybody. It's going to be quick. Spoilers are up, the thrust reversers are engaged. And the aircraft is stopped. By the way, the call sign for this airplane Fred. Big airplane, little name. I'd love to know the story of why they call her Fred. And coming right up behind it, that's the C-17 Globemaster 3, which we're going to fly next year for you. Everything about the C-5 is big, really big. I mean humongous.